I chose domestic violence because my sister was murdered back in September. She was in a relationship with this guy that she met in Florida, and we didn't notice the signs at first of her being isolated from the family. We didn't notice the signs of him being jealous and controlling. We didn't notice the physical abuse, mental abuse, or any of those things until it was too late. With that being said, she left behind 3 children. She was in the military for 19 years. She was going to retire when she hit 20 years. She was pinned about a week before she passed. Okay, domestic violence, it is very destructive for both the battered and the batterer. It's a tendency to be passed down over generations. To make this important, we have developed effective methods for combating abusive behaviors. Domestic violence can be physical and psychological. It can affect anyone of any age, sex, or gender, or orientation. With Andrea, it included her behavior, as in he would beat her up and she would wear long sleeves. She would wear a scarf and didn't need to wear a scarf. She would wear long sleeves. She would, her smile left. He was so controlling. If she went to get her nails done, he would sit there with her. If she didn't answer her phone, he would call her constantly, back to back, until she answered the phone. And in her case, it did lead to death. His sarcasm in her doing anything would be her sarcasm, as in if she would waste something, he would say, "Oh, you're nasty," or something in that aspect. Even though every relationship is different in domestic violence, generally and unequally dynamic, in which one partner tries to access control over the other one in a variety of ways. The insults, the threats, the emotional abuse, and sexual abuse. Some may use children and families as a leverage to get control over the victim to do what they want. Victims include victim experience, like they are low self-esteem, self-worth, anxiety, depression, and most of the time they will need professional help. With professional help, that includes counseling, or they might have to go to an outreach program, such as a shelter for battered women. With domestic violence, today I will discuss that in small towns such as Atlanta, where I live, you can get help. Although there is no blueprint on getting help, to end domestic violence, there are steps to things that everyone can do to help, such as possibly, according to the 2016 federal crime statistic, violent crimes rates in non-metropolitan areas were lower than national average. In 2017, updated for the rural urban chart book, note that homicides rates were lower overall for both men and women. I think it was about 3 deaths to every 100,000 in women and 2 or 3 in men. With those numbers, it seems like it's low, but in reality, it is not. There are small things that we can do to help people that's been battered or that's in a domestic relationship. We can notice the small signs to help them. We can give them different outreach programs to contact. We can also notice signs of how they're standoffish with family. We can pay attention to the small things of how their character changes. We can notice how we can help them in the situation, let them know that they're not alone and they're not the only person that's going through it. And that's about it with the domestic violence.
Undoubtedly scanners. Everybody one more time.